It's 8 on November 4th, 2025. In the waters between Luzon and Palawan, radar screens aboard USS Carl Vinson light up with multiple fast-moving tracks. "Unknown contacts bearing 310, shouts a watch officer. Sailors sprint to battle stations as the carrier's escort ships, USS Princeton and USS Kidd, swing into defensive formation. Outside, the sea glints under the rising sun, but tension thickens like storm clouds. Chinese destroyers close in, their radar locks steady. Voices crackle on the radio. U.S. Navy vessel, you are entering Chinese waters. Turn away immediately. The bridge stays silent. Every second stretches. On the flight deck, crews snap into choreography chains off. Wings spread, catapults armed. A pair of Super Hornets taxis forward while a Growler spools up for jamming. Rotors on an MH-60R bite the air, dipping toward the carrier's wake. Far off, a high-altitude dot arcs across the sky UAV, likely BZK-005, watching every move. "Hold course," the captain says. "Let them talk, we keep the lane open." The carrier breathes, steel and steam, waiting to see who blinks first. The South China Sea isn't just a patch of ocean, it's one of the busiest trade arteries on Earth. Every day, billions in cargo flow through these lanes, connecting factories, ports, and people. For Washington, keeping them open isn't optional. It's about keeping the world economy breathing. That's why USS Carl Vinson and her escorts are here to assert the right to navigate freely, even when Beijing insists this water belongs to them. China calls the area its sovereign sea. The US calls it international waters. Between those two claims lies 1,000 miles of tension. American ships now operate out of a newly expanded logistics hub in the Philippines, giving them range and persistence. Beijing views it as a red line crossed. So, when the carrier strike group enters the Luzon-Palawan corridor, the response is instant. Chinese surveillance ships move in, drones fan out, and destroyers shadow every turn. For the sailors aboard, this isn't theory, it's lived pressure. Every radar ping could mean a missile lock. Every shadow on the horizon might be a drone camera. The US presence is meant to prove control without firing a shot. One reckless maneuver, one misheard transmission, could ignite something no one can stop. Systems hum to maintain that line. USS Princeton's Spy 1 DV watches the sky and sea at once, cueing missiles that can reach far and hit fast. USS Kidd and USS Rafael Peralta hold SM 6 inches their cells deterrents in silent canisters. On deck, an EA-18G Growler stands ready to jam targeting radars. An MH-60R Seahawk can drop sonobuoys or chase surface contacts. None of this gear is here to start a fight. It exists to make sure commercial ships keep moving, allies keep trusting, and a message stays clear. Navigation is a right, not a favor that can be revoked by a warning on the radio. 8:37. The first drone blip pops up, then 3 more. Contacts confirmed. Altitude low, range 20 miles. The operations room glows red as crew track the incoming UAVs on multiple screens. USS Kidd takes lead. Weapons tight. Lock but don't fire, the commander orders. Everyone knows what that means. Watch, don't provoke. Within minutes, USS Princeton detects a second wave different flight pattern, faster. These aren't simple scouts. They're electronic warfare drones, EA-03, designed to blind radar and jam communications. "They're painting us," a tech says. Static crackles through the comms. The captain nods once. "Growler, launch!" The deck crew moves with muscle memory. The EA-18G roars off the carrier deck, banking east. Its jammers light up, cutting through interference like lightning. The noise clears for a moment, just enough for Kidd to deploy chaff bursts and reset tracking. The sky flashes silver as countermeasures drift down, confusing enemy sensors. Every second is balance, respond too hard, and it's an escalation. Do nothing, and the ship becomes a target. A voice cuts in from the strike group net. Chinese destroyer closing to 5 nautical miles. Cameras on USS Rafael Peralta show the gray silhouette slicing through waves. Flags snapping. Both sides broadcast warnings. Both refuse to yield. Maintain course. the US commander says again. Flight ops push harder. A pair of Super Hornets lifts into a combat air patrol, wings heavy with AMRAAMs, but orders tight. Deter. Don't engage. On Princeton, the AEGIS console hands off tracks to the fighters while the ship's SPY-1D5 hunts for any shadow of a missile launch. Helm shifts 2 degrees to narrow the carrier's profile. The move buys seconds if something breaks loose. Down in the plant, engineers hold power for an emergency sprint. Above, a lone BZK-005 rides the blue at high altitude, calm as a kite. Then, without firing a single shot, the engagement becomes a duel of nerves, radar lock versus radar lock, drone versus jammer, captain versus captain. One blink, one slip, and sparks could turn to missiles. If you were in command here, what would you do? Hold the line or turn away? Type 1 to stand firm, 9 to pull back. Let's see where you take this standoff next. 9-5. The air is thick with tension and jet exhaust. The Chinese destroyer Guiyang now runs parallel with USS Kidd, barely 3 nautical miles apart. Every sensor, every camera, every human eye is locked on the other side. A warning bursts over the radio again. US warship, you are violating Chinese sovereignty. The response comes calm and cold, operating in international waters. Above them, new drones appear smaller, faster, hugging the sea surface. Princeton's radar strains to hold track as waves scatter the signal. They're using sea skimmers now, an operator mutters. The AEGIS system adjusts automatically, lowering radar tilt to catch what hides between crests. On Kidd, deck guns shift by degrees, following invisible targets. The ship's CIWS hums to life, spinning lazily like a predator waiting to pounce. Then the electronic attack begins. Static floods the frequencies again, this time stronger. Chinese EA-03 jam GPS and comms across the formation. Screens flicker, links cut out, orders turn to hand signals. The carrier's growler dives back in, broadcasting counter jams that pulse through the chaos. Bridge, this is combat contact bearing 090, closing fast. The call rips through the silence. A shadow blinks across radar missile, or drone, no one knows. Princeton reacts first, launching flares to lure sensors away. Kidd spins hard to port, slicing through the swell. On Carl Vinson's deck, jets are fueled and armed, engines screaming for takeoff clearance that never comes. The captain's voice cuts through the noise. We hold. No one fires unless fired upon. The formation tightens, steel and discipline keeping chaos in check. Every sailor knows what's at stake. One accidental launch, and the South China Sea could erupt into history's next great war. Sweat drips down brows. The bridge reeks of metal and nerves. On the horizon, a Type 815G intelligence ship drifts across their bow, forcing a slow turn to avoid crossing too close. A Seahawk dips low to mark the contact with smoke, a simple signal in a jammed world. The helmsman steadies the ship. The wake tightens, then smooths. Silence returns, brittle as glass. Everyone breathes, but nobody relaxes. Somewhere between Luzon and Palawan, 2 great powers stare each other down, daring the other to blink first. 9:42. Just as calm seems to return, the horizon flashes. A single burst too fast for weather, too faint for a missile. What was that? Someone asks. Radar confirms it. New contacts, low and fast, coming from the west. Smaller than drones, almost skimming the surface. Unidentified objects, bearing 275 speed 200 knots. No one gives the order to panic, but the ship's rhythm changes. Princeton tries to classify the tracks, yet the return is erratic metal mixed with water spray. They're sea drones, an analyst whispers. A new tactic, unmanned boats packed with sensors or explosives, controlled from the Type 815G. The captain's face hardens. All ships, defensive posture, Charlie. Engage if necessary. The Seahawk breaks orbit, diving low to identify the threat. Cameras stream jagged images, dark shapes racing across waves, leaving foam trails like torpedoes. They're closing fast, the pilot calls. The helicopter fires flares, trying to blind the guidance systems. One drone veers off, but 2 keep charging. On Kidd, deck guns elevate. Permission to engage? Negative, comes the reply. Wait for positive ID. Seconds drag like hours. The sea drones dart closer. 5 miles, 4, 3. Finally, fire. The gun erupts. Casings scatter. Smoke floods the deck. Target vanishes in spray and flame. At that moment, radio chatter erupts. Chinese ships demanding ceasefire, accusing the US of aggression. The bridge holds position. Hostile contact neutralized. The XO reports flatly. But everyone knows the truth. This wasn't supposed to happen. The horizon glows with morning haze. But now no one trusts what they see. The first real shot of the standoff has been fired, and no one is sure who crossed the line first. 9:58. The ocean explodes with motion. Guiyang turns hard starboard, launching a drone swarm straight toward USS Kidd. The formation scatters tiny contacts, filling every radar screen. Multiple inbound. 15. 20 too many to count. The air defense team snaps into motion. Princeton, engage on my mark. Missiles scream into the sky. SM-6 streak upward, their contrails curling into white ribbons. The first intercepts detonate mid-air bright, blinding bursts across the horizon. But not all drones are hit. Some dive low, hugging the sea, trying to break through. The crew on Kidd shifts to close-in defense. The CIWS roars, a storm of tungsten slugs shredding the waves. Sparks, smoke, chaos. On the carrier, deck crews rush to secure aircraft. Super Hornets are chained down, elevators locked. The captain knows one wrong hit could tear open the hangar deck. All ships maintain fire discipline. No stray rounds, he orders. Rafael Peralta launches countermeasures. Walls of chaff floating like silver snow across the sea. The Growler returns, flooding the airwaves with jamming signals that slice through the Chinese data link. Then a flash, one drone slips through. Kidd's sensors catch it too late. The ship jerks as the CIWS spits one final burst impact. Then a violent plume just yards from the hull. Shockwave rattles the bridge. Splash confirmed. Target destroyed. Cheers erupt briefly, then fade. The adrenaline turns cold again. They survived, but only just. Across the channel, Guiyang holds fire. Its bridge crew stares back through binoculars. The distance between peace and war measured in miles, in nerves, in restraint. Radio silence stretches for minutes that feel eternal. Finally, a calm voice from the US flagship. Ceasefire, maintain course. The order echoes across the strike group. The sea calms, but nobody breathes easy. The South China Sea glitters under the late morning sun, littered with smoke and drifting wreckage. The world just came one heartbeat away from open war, and everyone on those decks knows it. If you were in command now, would you press forward to prove dominance, or back off to prevent war? Type 1 to push ahead, 9 to pull back. Let's see what you decide in this final moment. 10:30. The sea has gone quiet again, but it's a silence that feels earned, not peaceful. Smoke trails drift across the horizon, marking where drones fell and tempers nearly exploded. On Carl Vinson's bridge, crew members exchange hollow glances. Nobody cheers, nobody speaks. They all know how close it was. Damage teams sweep the decks. The Kidd reports minor shock damage, a cracked radar dome, a few injuries but no casualties. That's a miracle. Princeton's crew logs 20 missile launches, every one accounted for. The reports go up the chain, encrypted and immediate, to a Pentagon already holding its breath. Across the sea, Chinese vessels pull back slowly, their drones recovered or destroyed. They don't apologize, and neither does the US. Both sides record everything: radar pings, comms chatter, GPS tracks ready to prove they were in the right. It's not about winning now, it's about shaping the story that follows. As the sun climbs higher, the strike group regains formation. The sea looks calm again, but the tension hasn't gone anywhere. It's just gone quiet. Everyone aboard knows the next move will come not from a gun, but from a decision made in some distant office. And when it comes, they'll be back here again. Strategically, it's a draw. But politically, it's a signal. The US will not back down, and China will not yield. The South China Sea, for all its beauty, is now a chessboard of steel. Each move, Each response risks setting off something far larger than anyone can control. Down on the flight deck, a mechanic wipes sweat and salt from his face, looking out toward the haze. "Feels like the storm's still out there," he mutters. Maybe he's right. If you followed this far standing in their place, seeing that thin line between peace and war, what would you choose next? Type 1 if you'd hold the line, 9 if you'd pull back. And don't forget to follow the channel, because the next decision in this sea could be the one that changes everything.